So before we jump into the content, before we talk about some very interesting scenario which is unfolding right now here in price action of Bitcoin, I just want to aware you guys about the crypto Anup altcoin channel. Yes guys, this is our new altcoin channel and let's try to reach 1000 subscribers this week. Please guys, I'm doing my absolute best. I have covered so many altcoins, more than 10-12 altcoins within this single week. So please, if you want to support me, then the link is in the description down below. Feel free to subscribe it. And also, before I jump into the content, do not forget to destroy that like button. So looking at this price structure of Bitcoin in a weekly time frame, yesterday we found out the price in the medium short term might be showing further weakness. Why? Because we found out in a daily the MACD RSI T3CCI indicator was lacking bullish momentum. We also said, hey, since the price of Bitcoin could be getting attracted towards this 200 weekly moving average, this red line, which is considered one of the most important support line for Bitcoin in a weekly time frame, now we have to monitor this weekly candle very carefully, because if this weekly is going to close below the 200 weekly and also below 25,000, then that could trigger another bigger sell off. Why? Because in the past price action we found out when the price of Bitcoin lost the support from this rising trend line, this yellow line, and also got rejection from the upper trend line, what happened after that? The price of Bitcoin after that started showing weakness. Similar thing might also be unfolding right now, because the price in our case has already lost the support from this yellow trend line, the rising trend line. We even got resistance from this upper trend line, and now since we are testing one of the most important support line, the 200 weekly moving average, which in the past price action acted as a strong line of support and also as a line of resistance. So that's why if we manage to close the weekly above 25,000 26,000 range, then that would definitely consider hopium, because the price parallelly is also going to retest the support from this horizontal trend line, support from this 30-week exponential moving average. Why this is so important? Because according to this ideal buy for investor from Stan Weinstein, we can see very clearly guys, the price of Bitcoin after a breakout must show a retracement around this horizontal trend line, because this horizontal trend line in the past price action acted as a strong line of resistance, which could be retested just like as shown here in an example. You can see guys, after a breakout, price usually comes back to test the key line of resistance, this previous temporary raise line, before deciding the trend direction. So in that case, right, if we do see any sort of a shakeout, this horizontal trend line around 25,000 might be retested, and also the support from this 30 weekly exponential moving average is going to be there. So you can see we do have some strong line of support lining for Bitcoin around 25,000-26,000 range. So that's why we are not allowed to break below that in a weekly time frame, because breaking below that could trigger an actual sign of weakness. In that case, we could be slowly heading towards to form another lower low, which we don't want to happen at any cost, because we know, even if we look at this in a very simple way, we have been talking about this head and shoulder scenario since couple of days, and now if we look at the price structure after failing to find support above neckline from this head and shoulder, we have now started to show another continuation to the downside. So please, if this trend continuation is going to happen, I have been very clear, the price objective would be somewhere around 25,000 range. This is what I showed you yesterday, right? You can see the price in our case, if we do see further shakeout, we could be testing the support from this rising trend line before deciding the trend duration. So that's why guys, that's why for us it's super important that the price of Bitcoin remains above 25,000-26,000 in a bigger frame, because we know once we lose the support from this rising trend line, that could trigger another continuation here like this, and in that case the price could be right heading towards to form another lower low. And not just only this guys, even if we look at the price structure in a bit different way, I mean if we use this triangle top scenario for Bitcoin, according to this triangle top, this is a bearish continuation pattern, since in our case the price has failed to flip the previous temporary support which acted as a resistance. Now this might be a continuation pattern to find support at the next area of confluence, which in our case is going to be around 25,000 range. So that's why guys, this 25,000 would be looked as our next upcoming target for Bitcoin. But after this shakeout, what I'm actually expecting is some sort of a relief rally price again coming across this 26,800, because the price here was forming, right? Let me show you with this example. The price here was forming a parallel channel, right? The support from this parallel channel has already been broken. The upper trend line acted as a strong line of resistance. Lower trend line acted as a strong line of support. So now if we do see any sort of a relief rally, then this lower trend line around 26,700, 26,800 might be retested before price again starts showing another continuation like this. So please monitor the price movement around 26,700, 26,800 carefully, because we know losing that support would also trigger another seller from this broadening top. And if you look at this broadening top, which has already started to show bearishness, now we simply need to monitor the next area of confluence, which is between 25,000-26,000 range, because in a bigger frame, right, if you simply look at this horizontal trend line here, for example, this horizontal trend line, now even this horizontal trend line, which could be looked like this. I mean, the price in our case is forming a broadening bottom, bigger broadening bottom, which is a bullish continuation. But before we continue this bullishness, first, what could be happening here? Price in our case could be getting attracted towards this rising trend line, which could be around 25,000. This is what we are saying, right? Before showing another continuation like this, following the higher highs, higher lows continuation pattern type of scenario. So that's why guys, that's why even though the price of Bitcoin in the medium short term is showing bearishness, please wait until the price closes below 25,000 range before jumping into any short trades, because we know around 26,000 we have some strong line of support lining for Bitcoin. And even though in a daily time frame this here was considered bullish, I mean a falling wedge, what could be happening here? Price getting attracted towards this 26,000 support line, and even after this fake out, this falling wedge scenario could still play out. Why? Because until then there is a very high probability that this RSI, after getting attracted towards this oversold, could be slowly showing a reversal like this. And even the MACD, which right now is a bearish cross, might be showing a movement like this, right? A bullish crossover, and at the same time this TTCCI indicator also appearing positive territory. Once we see that happening, once we get this kind of confirmation, then we know the market is slowly preparing for another impulsive movement. And also guys, before I conclude the video, I just want to aware you about the Phemex Web3 colony, where our community, Crypto Anup community, has managed to secure 35 whitelist plays. So if you want to mint this soul pass, then you have to be whitelisted. So to those individuals who want to grab this opportunity, simply follow us on Telegram, and there you will find a spreadsheet where you just have to fill in the simple form, your UID, name, and that's it. And you might be among the 35 whitelists to mint the soul pass, which will also give you access to free airdrop. So by saying this, I'm signing out. My name is Anup. Bye bye.